What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video with Nadine. She is a certified professional coach, has been for 7 years, and now she specializes in relationships. Today we're going to be talking about reacting versus responding and how that is challenging for a lot of people, and we're just going to get into it. So let's jump into the difference between reacting and responding, and like what do people do mostly, and what happens to us when we decide to react first. You know, like where does it all come from? What's like the wiring? What is it?
So the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting, it's something that happens automatically. It comes from your ego. It comes from a place of unconsciousness. So I'm not really thinking. You say something to me, I get triggered, boom, I react.
Okay.
I retaliate, I react.
Yeah.
Responding is a choice. It's a decision. It's, even if I do get triggered, I'm going to take a little step back. I'm going to take into consideration what my ultimate goal is, and then I'm going to respond accordingly. So I'm not going to respond based on my trigger and based on what you sort of created in me.
Okay.
I'm going to respond according to what I want to communicate and how I want our relationship to be.
Now, how hard is that? Like, I'm thinking about myself right now, and it's hard. It's hard.
I'd say it is one of the hardest things to do, not just with your partner, but with anyone, right? Because this is something, it's something we do with pretty much everyone, because that's how we're wired.
Yeah.
Most of us live unconscious lives, and we don't really think about our purpose. What do we want to project? What is my ultimate goal with you in our relationship? And like, how is that going to translate into everyday interactions and like every moment?
Yeah, it's so true. The unconscious lives part, like we just kind of go through life, not really thinking about like, how am I acting? How am I presenting myself? How am I responding? How am I engaging? Like all of that. And then you end up having probably really crappy conversations and then heated fights, and like when it could be going maybe a different route if you choose to be self-aware and conscious and respond. Now that is like, it sounds easier said than done.
Absolutely.
And I've been aware of this for a little while now, and it's like, it's tough.
It's very, very difficult. It's something that takes years of practice to, honestly, I can't even say master, because I feel like it's really a constant work in progress. It does get a lot easier with time. And one of the things that really kind of shifted everything for me in terms of ego reaction, so responding versus reacting, is when I finally not only realized but internalized that it's never personal. It's never personal. People don't do things to you directly. They do things from an unconscious place, and those things end up having an impact on you. They hurt you, they upset you, they make you sad, blah, blah, blah. It's so rarely to hurt you and to make you, like, to anger you.
Right.
It's just, they're reacting themselves, and it's triggering something in you. But once you realize and you internalize that it's never personal, people are just dealing with their trauma the best they can, because most people are not equipped to deal with their trauma properly. People act out of their patterns. Once you really understand that, things become so much easier.
Yeah.
Because you can say something to me and, it's going to trigger me, because triggers never really go away. But I might get triggered, but right away I'm going to be like, okay, I'm triggered. She's probably having a bad day, or, she got into a fight with her mom this morning. That's where it ends. That's what it is. And that will make it so much easier for me to not retaliate.
Right.
And be like, okay, just, I understand you had a bad day, so I'm not going to feed into this.
Right.
And long term, I want us to have a great friendship, a great relationship. So I'm not going to feed into this. I'm going to like break the cycle right here.
Right. We need to do those things.
But it's something that's so hard to do with most people, but it is really like especially challenging with certain family members and your partner, because partners are they're kind of a mirror for your patterns and for, you know, your trauma. And it's so easy to get triggered by your partner. So that's why it's even more challenging to, you know, respond versus react with our partner.
I don't know if it's just us as humans, maybe with everybody, but I find with partners specifically, there is a need to be right more than maybe with your mom or with your friend or whatever. Like I find in a partnership, there's like some reason the ego is bigger. It was like, it was not my fault. It was like, you know, there's a need to be right. And that's really detrimental to the...
So detrimental.
Like that post you sent me that I think I just read. Your need to be right is going to starve your relationship.
It's going to feed your ego.
Feed your ego.
But it's going to starve your relationship.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I get it all the time. Clients tell me about something that happened with their partner or a situation.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, how important was it for you to be right there? Like, is it more important than caring for your relationship? Caring for your...
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
It's like once you put that aside for a second and you take being right out of the equation, you're like, oh, like there's more to this situation.
Absolutely. And even further than that, what does being right mean?
Yeah.
What is being right or wrong? The concept of right or wrong is directly linked to your perception, your reality, right? But we all have different realities.
Yeah.
So even if we're disagreeing on something, you might be right, I might be right, because there is no one right.
Right.
This is my right. This is like my...
Say right one more time.
This is my version of right according to my experience, according to my perception of the situation, my reality.
Yeah.
And one of the most important elements of the foundation of a partnership is honoring your partner's reality as if it were the truth.
Yes. How do you go about doing that while still honoring your reality? Like, how do you do that?
So, honoring your partner's reality does not mean that you deny your own. It simply means that you don't try to convince them that it's not true. You don't judge them, blame them for it. Honoring is simply, okay, I hear you out. I understand that this rings true for you. I might not agree. So let's find some sort of compromise, you know?
Yeah.
But honoring someone's reality is simply hearing them out and not trying to convince them that, no, it's not true, that's not what it is, or blaming them, judging them for it.
So hearing them, making them feel understood and heard.
Absolutely.
While, you know, and saying that's okay, like that's your reality. We all have our own. This is mine, and like, yeah, common ground.
Yeah, where can we meet? Where's the meeting point? You know, how can we compromise on this? How can we make sure that, you know, your reality is honored and mine also? Like, we both need to be considered.
Amazing.
And one thing about honoring your partner's reality as if it were the truth is, you know, the reality is sometimes there are certain topics on which we will never agree. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to understand every single thing that's happening or that our partner believes in. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just a matter of, okay, that's you, that's your belief, and that's okay. We will never understand every single thing about another human being because we're not in their skin, we're not in their head. Like, we all have such different experiences, different patterns, different traumas. It's okay if we don't understand everything about our partner.
Don't you feel that people think that you should be like on the same page for everything.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you don't get this, well then maybe we're not meant to be because like, you know,
Absolutely.
we should agree on every single thing. No,
Absolutely.
that would be weird.
Right? Right? It's like you're dating yourself, basically.
Yeah, that's too weird.
Yeah, but absolutely. And that's because most people don't know how to make deals. I call them deals. So deal making is a huge thing at partnership. And most people don't know how to make deals. Compromise, basically. Most people don't know how to compromise. And so, of course, when you don't know how to compromise, or you've tried in the past, or you think you've tried, but you know, you tried in the past and it's never worked, then like why try again? So it's a lot easier to either say, okay, well, it's gonna be my way,
Yeah.
or then it just doesn't work.
Yeah. It's so true. I find a lot of people don't actually know how to compromise. Well, we just didn't see eye to eye on everything. And I'm like, okay, but that's kind of like normal not to see eye to eye on everything. And it was like clear that the person was only, it's their way or the, you know,
Absolutely.
only their way. And I'm like, ooh, that is not how you have a partnership.
Absolutely not. But that's the thing. Most people are used to, you know, being in a relationship, and they're used to their notion of what a relationship is and what it's supposed to be. Very few people are in what I call a partnership.
I hope you all love this series with Nadine. This is her handle right here, so you can definitely follow her and check her out. And we will be back with more videos in our series on relationships. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.